With that A-post done, it's time to move on to the next bit, which is the wheel tub. Now the wheel tub and this whole area is very vulnerable on all these Dinos, and that's what happens. The rot gets into it and it just eats into everything, and then you've got bad repairs and so on. So without a decent wheel tub, there's no point having all the rest of it done, is there? So that's why I'm going to make a new wheel tub. All that's repairs from the past. This is the original paint. I've cut all these repairs out to see what we had. So that's that, and that's not much use. So there's a new one. So I made that up. That's going to go in there like that. And that's our tub. And we can have a proper look at that on the bench in a minute. But before we go next door and have a look at that, got to make one for the other side. So let's have a very quick look at that before we go to the bench and see. So same problem, all that. Same thing. And you can see that great big plate that's been welded in there. They pretty much welded that straight over what was there, and then they plated all this up and covered up everything, encapsulated all the rust in this welding they'd done. It's quite heavy, so it's strong, which I said this is strong, you know, so it saved the car. So let's not, you know, make too much of it. It was done well enough to save it, and that was it. So that goes in there. And there's the beginnings of a new one. So that's starting to get there. Still a way to go till that can look like what we did next door on the other side of the car. So let's go next door and have a look at what we've been doing. So you can see great long weld through there, and that was the original, and there's what's left of the original there, but you can see they put a big plate over that. So we unpicked all that carefully to work out what we got, and I've removed that off the car and I made a new one. So it's got all the proper returns on it, it's got the pressing in there, all this return, that return edge there, and that kickback, which is where it goes back into the sill area, which is very important. If that hasn't got that shape in it on one of these Dinos, you know it's been welded up and not welded up properly, because it should have that fold in it and that kickback there. So it's that sort of angle on the bottom there. So that's it really. A nice tub. Then that has to line up with all them other bits, doesn't it, that I made last week. So I guess it's cue the music. You can have a look at what went into doing it. Okay, enjoy. Right, I don't know if you can see this, but that's the original panel here. You see there? We go up from here. Yeah, so that panel there, you see it goes through here, like that. And then this, and this weld here has been plated over the top of it. Now I've already cut a lot of this off. You can see that weld there, and then see underneath where it's welded to is this panel behind it, where they've let that in, which will pop round the corner and have a look, you see? So where this weld is. And if we go around inside, you see how it returns? Sort of in here. And then we've got this nasty stuff down the bottom here, haven't we? Like that. So I've cut most of this out, but I'm trying to get the whole panel out now. But I'm trying to do it carefully, because it would be quite nice to leave this panel for now in situ. You know, and that's the panel that they've let in, you see. So if I can unpick that and leave that there and leave that there, that would be quite useful, but might not be that easy to do. So yeah, there's the original. I don't know what this bit is there exactly. I think it's just built up a weld there. But yeah, it looks like that. That panel there and that panel there is what becomes that triangulation piece, remember? So it would have welded along there, then along here and down to there, which would be that bit. So that's that lot, and then those returns, you see. Bit of a mess, isn't it? And you see all this, they'd plated over. They'd left that behind and put a plate over it, which I've cut out. So I'm basically cutting the plates out that they'd let in and trying to save as much of the original, not for any reason other than to enable me to fabricate and check alignment of the new stuff.